Alright, we are here today, back to some Modern for the first time in a good while. But I figured, what better way to get back into Modern by playing a bunch of very off-the-wall decks coming out of the gates of M19. Wanted to try out Militia Bugler shells. I saw Spider Space doing some sweet stuff, especially with the green-white version, which I like a lot. So I kind of wanted to try out the different looks and feels of different weird bugler color splashes. I think mono white bugler might be the worst because a lot of the strength of buglers being able to find all these very powerful multicolored or non-white cards. In red, you can find stuff like Pian Karan Nalar, or even Kiki Jiki, Direfleet Daredevil, stuff like that. In black, you can find Gonti, Comball, Sin Collector, Dark Confidant, Tide Hollow Scholar, that sort of stuff. And in green, you can find just this whole bevy of creatures: Eternal Witness, Noble Hierarch, whatever. And in mono white, it lends you to just kind of oh, I can find the creatures that were already I'm not doing anything extra exciting by bugling. I can find my sideboarded Mirren Crusaders or God, I'm trying to think of Kataki, stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try a mono white shell as well, but I was kind of interested in black white. I was talking about it on the Discord a little bit, and I kind of got excited to just kind of flesh out this idea that I had. Obviously not fully functional. I just kind of scraped this thing together in 5 minutes. And still trying to work out the last couple of cuts in the sideboard. Probably want to add in more cards. I don't know if I want 6 removal spells main. Do I want these 2 fatal pushes? Do I want them in the side? The humans matchup seems dicey, especially without stuff like Eldrazi Displacer and Wasteland Strangler. So I want to be able to hedge against that matchup, which is why I feel safe with a pile of fatal pushes and Settle the Wreckage, stuff like that. But I don't know what I want. Orzhov Pontiff seems sweet because you can bugle it, Comball, Sin Collector. I don't think the Crusader's necessary. I just haven't seen. I guess. So I should clarify that I am not a good deck brewer. I enjoy tuning decks. I enjoy testing them, and just kind of figuring out where all the working pieces of decks intersect. And refining 75s. I'm not good at just taking a concept and just trying to flesh it out, so this is kind of a new experience for me. Anyway, I want to pull up the modern metagame here. So, according to MTG Goldfish, we have Tron, Humans, Jeskai, Burn, Hollow One. Oh wow, Grixis the Shadow is 6th. Is it making a comeback? And then Blue-White Control, Mardu Pyro, Affinity, KCI, Gifts, Dredge, and then it falls off. So I want to make my deck have the best iteration that's good game 1 against some of the top decks, like Tron, Humans, Jeskai, Burn, Hollow One, top 5. So let's think about what I want to do there. Tron seems weird. We have Leonin Ghost Quarter still. I have it playing a 1 Field of Ruin. I basically just took my Eldrazi Taxes mana base, scrapped the temples for I think a Field of Ruin, 2 plains, and a swamp. Hey Kogan, have I played Spirits at all since M19? I have not. I work by my means in terms of MTGO. I own Texas stuff. It would be interesting to play Spirits. I would not be opposed to it. I think in about a month from now or something like that, I'm gonna apply for partner with Card Hoarder or something like that to see if I can borrow cards, and I'd be definitely interested in messing around with decks totally outside of what I own in MTGO. But for now, with my lowly budget, I'm sticking to messing around with weird Death and Taxes decks. I think this deck cost me 4 Buglers, which was 4 cents or something. I owned all this other stuff just from Eldrazi Taxes. I had to buy a second Godless Shrine. which was 1 tick. All this other stuff I had already owned, so it was pretty sweet. But yeah, Spirits has been pretty cool. I like the blue-white Spirits looks up more at my alley because I'm a big Aether Vial fan. Blue-white Spirits looks interesting. Bant Spirits was pretty powerful. I was watching it on coverage the other day. Anyhow, so against Tron, the strengths are Arbiter and Ghost Quarter. We don't have any Stonies. That feels wrong. Stony cannot be bugled for, but it's also modern, so I don't think I'd be too comfortable without Stonies in my deck still. It's just a very good card. So I'm just going to keep piling cards into the sideboard until I figure out what cuts to make. So, the Taxes has traditionally been pretty even against Tron in Modern. Probably slightly in D&T's favor. I don't think the Bugler package really assists that a lot. I mean, I guess you get to, like, find... Is Combo even good against Tron? It's probably okay. They play a lot of non-creature spells, but it's a little slow. So it doesn't really add anything. Doesn't really detract anything, since Wasteland Strangler wasn't good. Thought Not Seer was good. Displacer was also good, but I don't think missing the Eldrazi package is a big drop in the Tron matchup, but I don't think it's a very drastic increase either. The Humans matchup, I think, is substantially worse, because we're no longer playing Wasteland Strangler or Eldrazi Displacer, which were like two of the best cards against Humans. If you were flooding out and you had a Displacer, you could just stall, tap down a bunch of their stuff. Displacer plus Strangler, you get to just mow down their creatures, or even just like Tide Hollow into Strangler, killing things. You just have less removal in your deck. You have the problem of, similar to normal mono-white Death and Taxes, you die to these creature decks, and that's kind of why the Black Splasher is good, which is why I want to still be on some number of Fatal Push, either in the 75 or even like in the 60, playing 6 removal spells possibly instead of just 4. So I think the Humans matchup gets a little worse, which is kind of scary. Just got Control. I think it's close. I think a little bit better. Bugler being able to just be extra card advantage seems really good in the Jeskai matchup. Thought Not was just a house, though. The only thing they could really do is path it or use board wipes and stuff, since it was very hard to bolt down. And being able to just exile a card from their hand seemed really strong. But we have a lot of possible sideboard cards against Control. Gonti, Comball, Sin Collector. I put 2 Burntons in here. I think I'd only play 1. Get out of here, Burnton Fortuner. Burn was traditionally good, but that's also because you had Thought Knot and Strangler, but even as mono-white, the Burn matchup was not bad. So I don't hate this iteration. Dark Confidant. Oh yeah, we're also playing Dark Confidant, which I usually don't play in Black-White Eldrazi Taxes, but with all the extra flex slots, Dark Confidant seems fine as just kind of a 2-of or something. So against Burn, we have Comball and Sin Collector. We have Fatal Pushes. We also have this Auroch Champion if we want it, which I think I want to be playing Auroch Champion. It's really strong against Mardu. I guess really strong is kind of a exaggeration, but it's really good against Pyro sometimes, especially if you can Pontiff away their spirits, or just have a Rest in Peace and deal with their spirits individually. While also being good in the Burn matchup, the Death Shadow matchup, that sort of thing, because it's very hard to kill. And then Hollow One. Hollow One's just a weird matchup. Sometimes you just get face rolled, but this deck is very well set up to beat Hollow One. We have Rest in Peace, Settle the Wreckage, Path to Exiles, things with First Strike. So I don't hate any of these matchups particularly. What am I scared of? And what has improved, I guess? I think Bugles over Eldrazi increases the grindy element more than anything. And the kind of variability of your ability to find different sideboard cards. I'm playing 2 of a lot of these creatures, because I think Frank Karsten wrote an article about doing the math on these creatures, and I think at a 4 of, you're like at a 25% chance to hit if you're digging for a specific card in your deck, if it's a 4 of. So I think at 2 of, it should be about 12.5% to hit, which is not super good odds, but it really helps you dig down for like the Comball against Storm, or the Pontiff against Affinity, or the Gonti against Control, grab their Cryptic Command or whatever, or the Mirroring Crusader against Death Shadow, so that's kind of the interesting thing. But I guess the best way to brew is just kind of flesh out a deck list and then see kind of what you lose to. So what cards do I dislike? I think this deck has a lot of combo hate. So I don't know if we need double Sync Collector. I also don't think we need Mirror Crusader. I guess if Death Shadow is as popular as it says. Death Shadow wasn't even that bad of a matchup, even without Sync Collectors, though, so... We have, what for Affinity Hate? Is it just Stony Relic Warder? And then, obviously, I guess we have, like, 2 Pontiffs. We need 2 Pontiffs as well. I could see maybe even just 1 Stony against, what am I trying to think of? Against Eggs, against KCI, we have Rip, Comball, and, like, a Stony. Doesn't seem super great. Thalia can be good against them, but they can definitely play through it. Maybe Relic Order's just not good enough. Just kind of concede the Boggles matchup. We're better against Blood Moon now because we have 6 basics in our deck. Let's see, just cutting the Relic Order, and then cutting Forge Tender. I don't see Forge Tender being... Actually, I guess Forge Tender is good against Burn, Jeskai, Hollow One, Mardu, Affinity KCI. Maybe we do want Forge Tender. Do I not know how to... I don't know how to spell Burn from Forge Tender. Oh, it's Forge-Tender. Alright. I think we could do with just 1 Pontiff. I don't think Pontiff's that great. The -1/-1 effect is kind of narrow. It's good against Storm when they empty you. We have a lot of good affinity cards, so we'll just play it like this. I'm bad at sitting here and talking about what I could or could not be doing, so the best way to learn, in my opinion, is just go ahead and just jam it, see what happens. We also could cut some of the main deck cards, like play stuff in the main, cut Restos or Shalais, cards that we can't hit off of the Bugler. You can see, like, instead of the Resto, we play like another Pontiff. Pontiff in the main doesn't sound horrible. I don't like that, actually. The one of Restover is the one of Pontiff. Pontiff is... maybe not. Nah. I'm off it. We'll see. We'll see how much I like stuff like Pontiff. Anyhow. Let's just jam. Oh yeah, I haven't even joined a Modern League yet because I was too busy playing Legacy. Ooh, Spider Space. Up there with 4 trophies. Let's bugle some people. Oh, I didn't post the deck list. I'll do that. What's this? Oh. Alright. Taffles. We're on the die roll. Yeah, this hand's okay. We have Sculler into Bugler. The mana base also might be wrong. Maybe it's, like, not right to play 4 Caves of Coilless anymore, since Coilless doesn't matter. It's just awkward trying to play, even, like, playing a 2-color deck with such stringent mana requirements and no fetch lands. It can be a little bit awkward. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Black-white. Bugles and Taxes. I guess I technically didn't name it Modern, but whatever. Marsh Flats. Might have been playing Pyro? Yeah, Mardu Pyro looks to be it. Luckily, they can't take both my Scullers. They might just take the Bugler, though, if they're the grindy deck. So if they have, like, a K command, they just kill both the Tide Hollows, too. Yep. Not a great draw. But it does have a K command. They also have a Blood Moon, which could get very bad for me. Take this Pyro. The next Sculler takes the K command. Explains why they fetch basic Swamp, too. They are plotting to Blood Moon me. But at least we have basic Plains. So they drew Black Cleave Cliffs for turn. Faithless Looting, pass. Alright, deck list should be updated for people trickling in. Alright. Nothing? They don't want to cast Faithless Looting? Seems a little odd. I know every card in their hand. What's the idea behind not casting Looting here? Like, they're 100% just gonna Blood Moon me on 3. I think we're just gonna take the K command anyway and hope we can get there with this basic Plains. We already don't have any action, so... And there's a decent chunk of our deck that we can cast off of this basic Plains. Blood Moon, sure. I guess they just liked all the cards in their hand, and that's why they didn't cast the Looting. I would have liked to draw this Ghost Quarter last turn, so I could have Ghost Quartered myself into probably a second white mana for Wisp. If my opponent finds a Kolaghan's Command, we just immediately lose the game. Shatter Tide Hollow, Shock Tide Hollow. Does not help that we haven't drawn a single land yet. Or that we haven't drawn a single non-land yet. Pyro, sure. Of course. Now we're going to play this Plains. I was kind of hiding it to make my opponent's Blood Moon seem better than it is. But if we draw the second basic, or one of the other basic Plains, then we can actually cast this Wisp. This Pyro's brutal. I have to attack into it, though, or else they can just flash back the Looting. They just block the one with K command under it, right? Seems weird. Block the one with K command under it, and then they can K command kill my other Tide Hollow and buy back their Pyro? So then they are left with 2 Pyros, but sure. Also, except I'm not attacking. I mean, not blocking. Still don't think we have very odds to win this game, but... Yep. Pull the thing, get the other Pyro back. Play the other Pyro. Main deck Orzhov Pontiff would be real good here. We also couldn't cast it. Thali is castable. We're no longer going to attack with this one. We really don't want them to have this K command back. Fortunately, most of their deck is hits at this point. They don't have a lot of misses to find. I guess Lingering Souls, but even then, they can. If they have another mana, they can flashback looting. We want to draw another Plains or Buglers, I think are our best cards right now. Yep. Like I said, most of their stuff is hits. Getting pretty bodied. I almost don't want to cast this until they fire off this K command. I don't have any idea if they have a 4th land, but if I do just cast this Splicer, and then my opponent has the 4th land, then they just get to K command, kill the Thalia, like shatter the Golem, and we just die. I think we're just gonna wait a little bit. Yep. Now if my opponent wants to punch through, they have to K command, kill the Thalia, make me discard. Which is still bad, because my opponent has 900 creatures in play. Opponent can flashback looting here, make 2 more elementals, and dig for just like a bolt or something, killing my golem. This is probably not winnable from here, if I had to guess. Discards basic planes. Good to know they have basic planes at least. That's important knowledge for trying to ghost quarter them off of casting souls and stuff. A lot of lists don't actually play that. Opponent deciding whether or not they want to swing out. Swing out with everything? It's a little bit surprising, but I guess they don't have a lot to lose. Yeah, it's just literally lethal. 5, 9. Alright. Sure. This matchup's always been bad, as Eldrazi Taxes. I hate the Mardu Pyro matchup. Wow, that's a lot of cards to bring in for this matchup. I don't imagine that all of them are good. I can probably afford to shave down on paths with 3 pushes in my deck. Might be worth it to just cut the Wisps. Wisps are worse under Blood Moon, and they line up really poorly against Lingering Souls. The Blink does get value with stuff like Gonti or Blade Splicer or Militia Bugler, but I can see just cutting like Arbiters and Wisps to play all these other cards and one card. I hate cutting Vial in this matchup because of Blood Moon, but it gets so grindy, and my opponent has K-Command, so that just Vial is not a good Magic card very often. Cut a Tide Hollow, I think. Kind of a liability when my opponent has K-Commands in their deck. I guess I could actually cut a Path. 4 removal spells, probably enough. Plus Pontiff to kill Pyros. That's probably good enough. July's a house in this matchup, that's for sure. Especially if they have a Blood Moon out, it's very hard for them to kill it, since they can't actually get trigger Revolt very easily. If they don't have Blood Moon out, they can Revolted Fatal Push it, but that's usually like 2, 3 maybe. Maybe it's worth it to keep in Arbors. My opponent's deck is pretty land light. But like, what am I cutting then? Cut the Tide Hollows? Maybe Tide Hollows not good. Against infinite removal. Oh, this hand's fine. 2 basics. And also a turn 2 and a turn 3 play. Thoughtseize my Bob. Rude. It's top deck Thalia. Top deck any of my 2-drops, I guess. Would not be upset with. Makes sense. Keep me off of curve. Ooh. Deal. Opens it up to getting wear-teared, but it's just tempo. I want to cast my 2-drop on 2, and they can still like second Thoughtseize to take the rest piece if I just sit on it, even though there's nothing relevant in the graveyard for it to snipe then. I'm not sure if I want to lead on Blade Splicer or Bugler here. Blade Splicer walks into a wear-tear pretty badly. Because they could wear-tear the rest in peace and the Golem. Guess it's a little bit dependent on what I draw. Opponent's fetching like they don't have a Blood Moon at least. I think I want a Bugler. Try and find Pontiff for this Pyro. Alright, good first Bugle. 2 removal supposed to kill the Pyro and 2 lands. Solid. Good work, Militia Bugler. I'm glad I put you in the deck. I forget what the math was. How many creatures am I playing? 27, 3 of which can't get hit, so it's like 24. I don't know what it was my post-board configuration. Maybe it's lower post-board. Maybe that's something I'm supposed to pay close attention to. Need to find Frank Carson's article to get that chart again. I'm playing 24 hits. Is that 24 hits is an 88% chance to hit off of a Bugler with 24 hits in the deck. I don't know what that configuration is post-board, but because we cut a decent amount of like creatures to put in non-creatures, but even at 20 hits, it's an 81%. That was definitely the bad end of variance. Just cast Lingering Souls here. Could be worse. We could have played Blade Splicer this turn. Really want to draw land, though. Land. Perfect timing. Aether Vial, I'm glad I left you in the deck. So now if we play Blade Splicer, my opponent has 4 cards left in hand. This Liliana is going to get really out of hand. Kill the Blade Splicer. Well, if they kill the Blade Splicer, the Bugler actually gets to... I think we should have to run this out. Attack the Lily, show her who's boss. No downside, has vigilance. What's this gonna be? It is a wear tear. This is what I was afraid of walking into. And we walked into it. That's super annoying. They always seem to have the wear tear. Just like when I was playing Bitter Blossom in normal Eldrazi Taxes, like, oh, this card's so good in the grindy matchups. How are we ever going to lose? And they just always have the wear tear in their hand. Land. I hate my life. Now we're definitely just going to die to this Liliana. I think I'm okay trading Bugler for Pyro if they want to do that trade. They probably just let the Lily take 2, right? Because then they just start plussing on it. Should have cast the Vials post-combat to make my opponent think I had something. Alright. We are pretty dead. If we can ever hit a 4th land, we might be okay. But even then, this thing's going to 6, then we flash an Arresto. Have to, like, punch down this Lily, but no, this thing's at 7. So then we're just super boned. So now we need a Wisp. Otherwise, this Lily just ults. Gonna discard this Gonti. Yeah, they have souls. That's super bad for me. What are you doing, cat? Alright, we're good here. Don't want to play against that anymore. Even for Mardu Pyro, that was a pretty bad series of beats. A reasonable hand into like the wear tear plus the double Lily plus we drew 2 Vials and like missed on that 4th land on several crucial turns. I think we had a shot at winning that game had things swung a tiny bit differently. Do I have Mardu Pyro on this list somewhere? Oh, there it is. There we go. Alright, I would like to play first. This hand is pretty solid. No turn 2 Bob unless I don't want to play Aether Vial, but that's fine. Hopefully my opponent's playing like Tron or something, where we just body them with these Ghost Quarters. I could also see maybe like Fulminator Mage, if I'm scared of Tron. Stomping Ground Pass. What does that indicate? Stomping Ground decks are like Ponza. Could be Jund with a weird hand of mana. Could be Hollow One plays like a singleton main deck Stomping Ground. For Ancient Grudge, could be Dredge. I think Ponza's my best guess, though. I guess Titan Shift. Titan Shift makes the most sense on Stomping Ground Pass. Yeah. There we go. This hand is... If we can draw a Leonin Arbiter right now, this hand is suddenly amazing. Not an Arbiter. I'm gonna keep playing these tap lands since we have nothing to cast. We could Flicker Wisp something, but I'd like to try and Flicker Wisp the Colony Heart if they, like, get 2 lands. If they, like, play land for a turn plus cast Farseek or whatever. Then this thing only gets 2 counters on it, and we can Wisp it back down to 0 to delay them. Yep. Second Colony Heart, this could get ugly. Hope my opponent doesn't have a Lightning Bolt here. Also, again, we really, really want to draw Leonin Arbiter. Did someone skip work? Nah, I'm doing an early stream. We have to go pick up my girlfriend's mom from the airport later tonight. So it kind of conflicts with when I'm going to go stream. Or when I usually stream, so... I want to put these on the stack first. So I see what the Bob flips. Take these up. Take these up. Some pretty not good draws here. Oh shoot, I was supposed to animate Shambling Vent attack with that too. So I'm like not doing anything else with my mana. Oh well, we'll just develop file number 3. So we can turn off 1 Colony Heart. Assuming they play land and then play a ramp spell. Yep. What are you doing, cat? Get out of there. Explore. Sure. The trigger still goes on the stack here, so... Cinderglade. Trigger on the stack. Wisp that out. Still digging for an Arbiter here. Would be very, very nice. Less nice now, because they have all this mana. Unless they have, like, a Farseek, Sakura Tribolt or something. Then we can really get them. Prismatic Omen, well, that's horrifying. Come on, we got, like, 2 hits for Leonin Arbiter. Ooh, maybe I do take a file up to 4 now. So this one is a yes. I guess these are all yeses. Could actually leave the vial on 2 to make them scared of an Arbiter or something. Nah, I'd rather have this. Oh, I guess they know about the Shalai, because I just flipped it off the Bob. So it's going to be hard for them to get my opponent to play into that. Am I going to not have lethal because I missed the Shambling Vent hit last turn? My opponent might just, like, kill me, right? If they just go Landscape Shift, we just die. I guess no, because we have the Shalai. We don't die. Interesting. Kind of forgot about that, to be honest. think we just leave this vial on 4 with the Shalai to protect me from dying to like a Primetime or a Escape Shift, since this doesn't increase the clock. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be attack with Shalai would be 8, 9, 10. And it's not lethal. Would be off by 1. This is a Primetime? Escape Shift? Primetime would be bad, yeah. I mean, it resolves. Let's see how this works out. The danger is this Colney Heart Expedition, because it can sack to make 2 lightning bolts. And I guess now they actually just have both their Colney Hearts online. Jeez. It's gonna get really awkward. Wow, all at my face? Aggressive. Let these triggers resolve first. I think I want to Ghost Quarter one of these Valakuts. See what they do. We can go to 3 here. The issue is that they can sack... Oh, no, they have 2 Colney Hearts here? Oh, no, we're just dead, right? Because they can just kill the Shalai using a Colney Heart in response. If we had this other Ghost Quarter up, we'd be okay. But now I think we die. We go to 3 here, and they sack 1 Colney Heart to try and lethal me. Let's see if they see it. If we untap, we get to survive. Alright, we're alive. Oh, wait, there's Bob. Maybe we're not. Am I dead? Am I dead, Robert? Oh, my opponent's trying to Colney Heart me right now? Oh no, they have the lightning. Wow, opponent, like, played around. They didn't need to let me untap if they had a bolt and 2 Colney Hearts. Because then now we activate this vial. And then they sack this Colney Heart in response. You should activate the vial on 3 first, just to make them sweat. Let's see if my opponent can figure it out. Ooh. Can they not figure it out? Wow. Opponent did not see the line, I guess. Can I yield all these? I mean, it's still not good. Because I don't always want to yield to these, but... If we draw Path, we can only attack for 3 here. All this, yeah, all this and then, like, the Bob kills me anyway. I mean, we were dead. We were very, very dead. My opponent did not need to let me untap, but this Bob's just gonna, like, flip a 3 and kill me, so... If it flips a Path to Exile, we're in business. Alright, we're not dead. We're not technically dead. What is my plan, though? You're very alive now. I mean, we're not very alive, because this Bob still might kill me. I might need to, like, flicker this Bob, but... like, on my own end step. But this is... But the issue is that, like, if this Primeval Titan attacks, they can go get 2 more Valakuts, and then they have this Colony Heart. Oh, that doesn't kill me, though. Because they have to send all the bolts at Shalai. But we still have, like, this is still 6 trampling damage, so I think we need to flicker with this still. I guess I could also just block with Bob plus Shambling Event, maybe? That's probably not enough yet. It's actually 4 toughness, so tramples over 2 and I gain 2. Oh, that actually works. That would be... So if my opponent attacks with Primeval Titan, we can just block with Shambling Event plus Bob. We take 2 trample, gain 2 life, go to 3. Then we're still okay. We also get to draw step Tide Hollow my opponent. Let's see what they have going on. Like, what, a lightning bolt? They can only go with the Shalai, sure. You still have to target it with all the Valakut triggers. Unless the last 2 cards in there are both lightning bolt. Alright, Stomping Ground. So how do we navigate this? Oh, wait, no, that's bad, right? This could get very bad. I might need to flicker Bob and Prey now? Or flicker Primetime and Prey now? Because if they attack with Primeval Titan, they can get 2 more Valakuts. Then they play the Stomping Ground, kill the Shalai, then they sack Colony Heart. Or do it vice versa, it doesn't really matter. So I don't think I can actually let this Primetime attack. I just need to, like, be at the mercy of this Dark Confidant. Otherwise, I think I just lose. Alternatively, I could let the Primetime attack flicker out the Colony Heart right now. Then they only have the 1 bolt, which is in their hand. Oh no, the Valakuts are bolts because Prismatic Omen. So when this Primetime attacks, they get, like, 1,000 bolts that all have to go at Shalai. But then they have, like, the bolt in hand after to kill me. So that doesn't work. Also, they could just give Valakut plus Mountain. They only need to get 1. Although, no, because I have Ghost Quarter. Am I just at the mercy of Bob? I think I'm just at the mercy of Bob. If I had known this was what it was going to come down to, I should have attacked with this event. Eh. I'm at your mercy, Bob. Oh, no, this... Oh, wait, does this work? Oh, no, this doesn't work either. Shoot. I didn't think about that. Because the Primetime comes back end step. Whatever. I think we were, like, pretty dead here regardless. Primetime comes back and gets ETB triggers, then they have this Colony Heart. But, yeah, it depends on how they can't screw it up, right? Unless they get 1 Valakut, then they can. But I think we were, like, pretty dead here. Ah, sweet, we got him. Opponent didn't see the line of, like, having a lot of outs to victory. Also me being at 1 life with the Dark Confidant. Also them just getting back the Primetime on end step, bolting down the Shalai, and then sacking Colony Heart to bolt my face. Opponent saw none of the lines and we got there. That worked out. All according to plan, don't worry about it. So that went about as well as it could have, I guess. That was a really weird match. Definitely should not have won. Like, my opponent had me dead for 2 straight turns and just decided to not win. Question is, what do I want to board in or out? Probably, like, Blade Splicer's the worst card in my deck. They're probably going to have that stupid 4/4 that gains them 4 life. So 3/3 First Striker's kind of medium. We don't have a lot of flickers to abuse Splicer. Militia Bugler digs for, like, Sync Collectors or Arbiters. Like, if we had found a Militia Bugler to try and find Arbiter, that would have been nice. Why no Surgical? Like, it's only really good against... I mean, obviously, aside from the Graveyard decks, it's good against Tron and Valakut in terms of conjunction with Ghost Quarter. It just feels kind of narrow to me in terms of why I would want it. Maybe it's actually, like, secretly better than Rest in Peace. Because against Dredge, you can just Surgical all the Amalgams, and you're usually okay. It's worse. It's obviously worse against stuff like Mardu Pyro or Dredge or Hollow One, but it's better against... Like, I could bring it against some of the combo decks, like Titan Shift or Tron's not a combo deck, but I could also bring it against Tron. So maybe there's an argument for Surgical over Rest in Peace. This is definitely a very, very rough draft of what I was doing. I just kind of threw together a Bugler list. Play Modern Mill and run the main board distress. Yeah, well, I imagine it's a little bit different in the Mill matchup when you can, like, very easily put the Valakut in the bin. Cut both Blade Splicers. Cut both Fail Pushes, do that. That seems fine. Could also see maybe shaving Paths, but Path with Arbiter can help get rid of some of their mid-range threats that they have in the mid-game. Ugh, this hand sucks. I'm looking to 6 as well, at least. Yeah, this hand's about as good as you're gonna get. I mean, I guess that's not true at all, but you know what I mean. It's keepable for a 6. We're just gonna go Caves Vial. I don't want that. Caves Vial, Shambling Vial. Hopefully Bugle into some Arbiters or something. That's not a bad draw. Alright. Might just play Bob here, depending on what my draw is. So Shock, play Bob. The next turn, I really can't do anything because I have to, like, play this tap land and I only have 2 mana still, and suddenly Vial's on 2. So now we're just gonna, like, double 2 next turn. Or maybe Bugler into 2, since we could find Arbiter. Oh, I kind of wanted an Aven Mind Sensor in this deck. Now that I'm playing against Titan Shift, I totally forgot. That's a pretty reasonable card to find with Bugler. I don't know what my opponent's casting here for 1 green. Suspending a search? Why not just cast the search? That's a little mean. I don't really care that much. They're not EEing my creatures, so sure. If I draw a land, I might just Bugle here. Seems tempting as well. I think I just want to beat him up. As much as a 2/3 for 3 can beat them up, per se. It deals them damage if they're trying to develop. They also miss their land drop. So if they're trying to develop with, like, Farseeks and stuff. Oh man, is this going to be a big 4/4? Nope. That's fine. Now we'll double 2. Well, that's a pretty scary hand. That escape shift's going to be real bothersome, but I definitely need to take this Anger of the Gods. They need to get to probably 7 lands to kill me, since I'm playing this Dark Confidant. They're already at 4. They haven't explored a cantrip. We want to bugle into an Arbiter. Or shall I? Shall I negates escape shift? Oh, that's bad. They actually just drew land plus Sakura Tribuilder? That means I could die if they hit another land off the top, and we don't find like a Tide Hollow. Let's jam a Bugler, see what we find. How do I want to tap? Do I want to leave up double Ghost Quarter? What does that do for me? Nothing, right? Double Ghost Quarter is not going to beat Escape Shift. They have plenty of mountains in their deck. So I'd rather try to leave up the ability to play something to interact with Escape Shift, like a Tide Hollow. I could Ghost Quarter myself and play a Tide Hollow, so that's probably okay. We're going to tap like this. Another Tide Hollow would be great. Do some bugling. Forge Tender is kind of garbage. Better than Bob here, though. We are just dead if they hit the 7th land here. Realistically, they probably like shouldn't sack this Tribuilder, right? Or the Verdant, since they don't need to. And it decreases the density of lands in their deck. They just really want to top deck. I guess we're not actually dead to the Escape Shift for 7 either. We're just mostly dead. So I guess not. They could hit me down to 1 with a Bob in play. And 5 power on board, so I'd probably do that if I were them. Maybe not. What you got, opponent? Most of their deck is bad for me. Lightning Bolts and Anger of the Gods I can deal with. Draw some of those. Even like a Bailoff would be really, really hard for me to beat. This is an Anger. I hope it's an Anger. Sweltering. Oh, they're cycling Sweltering Suns. That's funny. Sweltering Sun's pretty bad against this Forge Tender. Alright. Let's draw something good, please. Shall I? Flicker Wisp, not quite. Actually, yes, quite. I could Flicker Wisp my Tide Hollow. And just leave them with the Anger of the Gods. I have this Forge Tender in my hand. I'm concerned that they possibly drew a Primeval Titan or something, but I have the path for it as well. Might be okay here. You can have that back. It's also like the super next level play of pathing my Tide Hollow with the trigger on the stack. But probably... Oh, of course my opponent has 2 Scape Shifts in their hand. And now we're also at 16. So we are literally... Oh no, they only have 6 lands at play. So I guess we just take the Anger of the Gods again, because if they find land 7, we just die on the spot. If they don't find land 7, then we win. Please don't kill me, opponent. We can beat Primeval Titan. Just gonna like Scape Shift on 6 lands. That seems a bit ambitious. Primeval Titan, 100% can beat that. Even without this path, we can beat a Primeval Titan. Yeah, the last 2 cards in your hand are Scape Shift opponent, sure. I am going to path this with trigger on stack, though, just in case. So we can hit them for 5. So they block the biggest thing here, and they take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They take Xaxes, but we're also just going to path this. The last 2 cards are under Scape Shift. Does not matter. A bit of bad luck, a bit of opponents misplaying, managed to clinch this victory from the jaws of defeat. Opponent is dead on board. We're not going to flip Emrakul off our Confidant. Nice. 2-0 Titan Shift. An interesting match, to be sure. Opponent very clearly misplayed game 1, like very badly. Game 2, drawing the second Scape Shift was really good for them, but then not hitting the 7th land. I basically needed to fade exactly. They could have drawn up like a Bolt and I would have been fine. Primeval Titans were fine. Most of the rest of their deck was really bad for me. I didn't do the math on whether or not I could have beaten up Baloth. They Baloth, they go up to 12. I can path it and attack them for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So Baloth, I could still kill through. Colony Heart Expeditions and Prismatic Omen. Oh no, Prismatic Omen we actually couldn't beat. Ugh, this hand's a little bit awkward. Eh. This hand's probably not keepable. Hopefully Path to Exile is good against our opponent. Shalai is almost... Shalai is good against so much of the format, though. I really like playing Shalai, even in just kind of a Bugler-focused deck, and you can't Bugle into Shalai. Shalai managed to win us that game where my opponent, like, punted really badly, but Shalai made that game go from completely dead to minorly winnable, at least. Gave the opponent the ability to misplay. Hopefully this isn't... No, this is just a... like a Coco deck of some sort. That's fine. Quality is not particularly good here, but it's a 2-drop. We have Path for their Devoted Druid if they're on that deck. We'll figure out as time goes on. They could be on like Ponza, and they're going to Stone Rain me here. stone raining me, but they're developing. I really want to draw Flicker Wisp now. Flicker Wisp that. Oh, that's rude. I'm going to start playing out our non-basics in hopes that they stone rain them. Although, knowing Ponza, I imagine they go for the basics and then try to Blood Moon you to death. Luckily, our hand has a lot of basics in it. Please no stone rains. That's totally fine. We can take 3, I don't care. I'm not going to path this elf. No, cat, no. More paths is not great. Gonna fire off Shalai here. Doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup, I don't think. Does not give my lands hexproof, unfortunately. My opponent only has 2 cards left in their hand, though. So our plan is just kind of get there. We're not going to block this. I don't want to get bolted. We have 2 paths. We can win this race pretty easily. Bolted or Inferno Titaned, notably. What is this? Hunt Master of the Fells? Pia and Quran. That's kind of annoying. Pia Quran into Stone Rain you. So yeah, the block there gets me Pia, throw a Thopter at my dude. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Ghost Coring them puts them to 6, which doesn't do a whole lot. I think I just need to path this Pia. Still not attacking. They have no cards left in hand, so we might actually be able to stabilize here. They're much less likely to just aggressively attack into my 3-4 with their 3-2. Now that they don't have a guaranteed trick and only have 1 card in hand, I'd probably call their bluff. Yeah, especially if they're just going to play land pre-combat like that. We just need to draw cards now. We have a path for my opponent's scariest card, which is definitely not Arbor Elf. Continue to be very safe. Tidehollow is not super useful. Actually, I guess it combos with Resto, but I kind of want to get this Resto in play. Unfortunately, I cannot blink my Shalai, because Shalai is also an angel, but it also just comes out as a 3-4 flash that gets to eat something, so I think I will attack. What do you want, cat? What do you want? Sorry about that. Forgot to close the window behind me so the webcam gets dark when it sees like The Shining. Anyhow, let's just punch him with Shalai here. If they attack, we can just flash in Resto, eat the Blood Braid. What is this? Another 5 mana? Storm Breath. Well, that's horrifying. Especially because they just have infinity mana. That might just kill us, actually. That is real bad for me. Holy shit. They're holding the Storm Breath back. Or they're deciding. I guess they're just gonna monstrous it next turn. I just need to empty my hand out now. Probably just going to path the blood. Actually, trade Bob with Bloodbraid. Let's flash in Resto first. I think we're just going to trade off the Bob now. This Stormbreath's going to deal us a zillion damage. Sure, flick at the Bob, I don't care. Kill a Thopter. Kill that. And then path the Thopter. Just to get cards out of our hand. Jeez, the Stormbreath is really, really bad for me. Just gonna empty the hand. This thing goes up to 7/7, so I'm dead in... I guess I'm not actually dead in 2 because I have this Shambling Vent. We attack them for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so... we might be able to... Unfortunately, the Stormbreath just brick walls us. If they get aggressive, like monstrous, attack me, then it gets bad, or then it gets much better, actually. Because this doesn't actually 2-turn lethal me. I guess it almost does. I have to leave a creature back to block an Arbor Elf. I'm tagging with at least those. I guess they have hexproof, so I don't really need to worry about one of them dying. So let's just attack like that. Tagging for 6 in the air. Yeah. That seems fine. Opponent probably chump blocks. No chump block for bird. Alright. We're not dead yet. Is this not target? Didn't realize that. Yeah, that player's hand. To each opponent. It's rude. Stormbreath Monstrous trigger does not target. There's not a lot here that kill. Bloodbraid Elf, I think, is one of the only cards that kills me here. Yeah, now they can't attack. Can we attack? So they have 3 blockers. Block, block, block. I have lethal. I just like straight up have lethal, right? With this Shambling Vent. They have 3 blockers, 2 cards in hand, but bolts don't do it. So like they block the 2 flyers, and they block one of the ground guys, and then they just take Thalia plus Shambling Vent to die? Yeah, if they have double bolt, obviously they can. Finally made it time to join the stream live. Good to see you, Hammy. How's it going? We're streaming pretty early. We streaming like 4 hours earlier than I usually do. Just because I'm busy tonight, so I wanted to still get a stream in. What's up, Spider Space? How's it going? Wow. Yeah. I always watch the VODs because I'm usually not home before 1 a.m. That's fair. There's plenty of VODs to watch. I also upload them all on YouTube if like that's more convenient for you or whatever. But yeah, good to see you live. So the opponent attack with Stormbreath there, the one turn that they monstrous, it was really bad. I don't think they took into account the Shambling Event, putting me out of range of 2-turn lethal from the Stormbreath, and that just legitimately cost them that whole game. Now, the next question is, what do I sideboard? Do I want Settle to beat Stormbreath? Probably not. Hammy96 with a Twitch Prime sub. Thanks so much. I appreciate the support. Enjoy your sweet Thalia emote. Now as I figure out what to sideboard for this matchup. What do I even... I guess Pontiff's pretty good. They have a lot of X1s, all their Manendorks and stuff. Spider Space with the, what I can only assume is a bugle. With a bugle cheer. Thanks, Spider Space. Anyway, I need to actually figure out what I'm doing here. Like, these are all kind of cards that I a little bit want, but they're like too creaturey for me to want combo. I might want Sin Collector just because they have like board wipes. What is Auroch Champion for? Oh, I need to move this up a little bit. So Auroch Champion's kind of a hedge because it's decent against burn, while also being good against stuff like Death Shadow, Mardu Pyromancer, Hollow One. Yeah, Hollow One, it seems pretty decent. That sort of thing. How's the Bugler life? Well, it's been going okay so far. We're 1-1, and we're up a game in our third round. Buglers has been pretty fun. The very first Bugler I cast completely whiffed, so that was an enjoyable experience. Maybe Gaunties. This matchup actually gets kind of grindy. Cut down on, like, Thalias, because they're, like, such a creature-heavy deck. I could see Sin Collector to beat Red Wraths, but I don't know what I would even cut. I guess no, third Fatal Push to kill Manadorks is probably pretty relevant. Path is less relevant because I have Fatal Pushes, and it doesn't hit, Storm Breath. I don't know if they have Inferno Titans in their deck. They usually do. Maybe Path is still good. Panic Mode. Let's just run like that. Gonti into Bloodbraid is the dream. Oh, man. Gonti into Bloodbraid into Flicker Wisp on my Gonti. They just run 2 Infernos. Am I supposed to keep this hand? This hand seems a little bit greedy. They have like Ancient Grudge and stuff post-board. This hand's good against Blood Moon. I'll give it that. We're on the draw. Which is actually, I guess, kind of a knock against Aether Vial, because it gives them more time to get their artifact destruction online. If they even boarded it in. Their plan might be board an artifact destruction to kill Vials and then, like, Blood Moon me out of the game. I do really like this hand, though. Unless they have exactly Ancient Grudge, and we're on the draw. Get out of here, cat! What are you doing? Alright, well, the cat has just made her home next to my computer now. I keep it. We'll see if it works out. Leyline of Sanctity. I mean, I guess I have Tidal Scholar. But it seems like not the... I mean, they might just have put me on Eldrazi taxes, in fairness. It might be like... Hang on, let me get this cat out of here. Here, you can say hi to the stream, kitty. Say hi to the stream. Alright, you can leave now. She does not want to be held right now. Never seen that in Ponza. Maybe it's like for Storm or something? I don't know. You just like go off and then bounce it and kill you. Stone Rain me? Blood Moon me, sure. This is why we kept double Vial, in hopes that we could, they don't kill my Vials, and then we can survive this game. Like, we're pretty good off, we're pretty well off as long as they don't have Ancient Grudge here. Storm isn't that bad for Ponza. They have, like, Trinospheres? Yeah, I don't know why they have Leyline in their deck. Maybe Titan Shift? Oh yeah, Burn, maybe? That would make sense. Alright, well, we're gonna keep playing Mountains. Please, this doesn't look... This is, I guess, 4-drop? Bloodbraid. Sure, no Bloodbraid. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Deal. Bloodbraid into Blood Moon me, opponent. I'm not gonna trade my Bob off for this Bloodbraid. What if they even attack? Are they scared of Thalia? I would have vialed in Thalia in response to the Cascade trigger. In case they hit like a Stone Runner or Blood Moon since they had no extra mana. Yeah. The opponent can pretty well deduce that I don't have Thalia in my hand. We do want to draw cards, though. Flip Bob off Bob. Not the best. Ooh. So we can Bugler, we can Splicer, we can do a lot of stuff. Still waiting for them to Ancient Grudge me, and then I lose the game. But this looks like a Stone Rain. Another Blood Moon, maybe? Stone Rain, deal. Stone Rain your Blood Mooned opponent. If they attack, I just get the free kill off the Blade Splicer. I don't think they're going to attack. And then we're going to Bugler instead. Yeah, looks like the opponent didn't draw the right half of their deck. Exactly. Ooh. Arbiter. I like that more than I like the second Bob, so... Then we're going to take these Vowels up to 3 and 4. Just so we can put in this Shalai to really try to close this game. We're going to attack with everything. I don't really care if they trade off, like... I guess Arbiter for Bob isn't a really good trade. We'll attack with Arbiter and Bugler. I don't care if they trade off either of these for their Bloodbraid. Yeah, sure. Shall I put in Bugler? I kind of want to find my Pontiff, honestly. Just clear off all their stuff. Alright. Whiff, sure. Why do I even play this bad card? All it does is whiff. That's why we drew basics. That's very good. How has Bugler been today? It's been, like, very aggressively medium. Hasn't done a whole lot ever. It's never been like, oh, I Buglered into the perfect card to let me, like, brutalize my opponent here and win the game. It's whiffed more often than I thought it would, with, like, I think it's, like, between an 80 and 90% chance right now, as the deck is set up currently. This is another Stone Rain? Yeah, deal. Probably shouldn't have played that basic planes until I wanted to path something. Specifically because of that, but I don't think it matters here. Thoughts on Bugler and Legacy? I don't think Bugler is good enough in Legacy. It just doesn't do what you want it to do. In terms of just Recruiter the Guard does its job way better than it does. Ooh, we flipped a Bugler. Deal. Flipped a Fatal Push. I could Fatal Push an Elf, but... I don't even know. This might actually have been lethal if I Fatal Push something. Probably not. We're just gonna send. What is Bugler blazing? No, we're still playing Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp was one of like the only hits we're not playing, or like one of the only non-hits we're playing. Sorry. Bugler's replacing the Eldrazi package right now. I usually play Black-White Eldrazi Taxes, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is still lethal. All right, sweet. So we probably should have land Fatal Push, but we had lethal there anyway. Cool. We beat Ponza. That is usually not a good matchup for Eldrazi Taxes. The extra basics were good. The Buglers were... eh. To Ponza. Deal. So yeah, Bugler is just like bad Recruiter the Guard in Legacy. It's got better stats, but kind of the concept I was going for with this deck that isn't nearly as good as if you had Recruiter is the ability to just kind of like find hate cards with Bugler. You can have these different cards that you can try to dig for. Like, I was trying to dig for the Pontiff there when I was playing multiple Buglers, just to like, clear off all their mana dorks. Whereas if I had a Recruiter of the Guard, I could have just been like, all right, I'm going to Violent Recruiter, recruit the Pontiff, and then guaranteed have it, which is the toolbox element that you get from tutor effects. Unfortunately, Bugler is not a tutor effect. It's just like a, it's more card advantage-y. You want to use Bugler to just kind of play more cards and not run out of gas, which is kind of the element that this deck has over Eldrazi Taxes, is the grindy aspect. You're worse against, like, creature decks when you're not playing Stranglers and not playing Displacers, but you gain this element of, oh, I can just Bugler into more stuff to keep going against, like, Mardu Pyro or Jeskai or something. We play a couple non-hits in the deck just because they're really good, especially Flicker Wisp is good with Bugler and just always good with Aether Vial in your deck. I'm playing 2 Shalai because I just really love the card. Shalai has just always been very strong in Taxes decks that I've been playing in Modern. Or we're just playing a 1 of Resto because I couldn't think of a 60th card that I liked. This hand kind of sucks. This hand sucks even worse than the first hand. Hopefully my opponent mulligans. Dang. Eh. Fortunately, my land drop also tells my opponent exactly what I'm playing. I can't. Oh. Playing against Valakut again? Alright, if we had a land drop, we might actually be in it. We would have really liked to have a land drop last turn to just slam Arbiter onto, but we can find this land. No. We were so well set up to beat Titan Shift, too. Lotus Cobra. That seems like a card that probably shouldn't be in my opponent's Titan Shift deck. Wow, opponent going off here. I mean, see why they kept their 7, even though it was super slow and dirtily. Because this is a really strong turn 3 for Titan Shift. If they can just also play a Farseeker or an Elder or something. Or like a second Cobra fetch. Alright, we have 7 cards in hand. I'll let my opponent keep going. Until I have to discard it, at least. But yeah, we're on 5. We mulled to 5. Kept a 1-lander with a bunch of 2-drops. Not a lot you can do here. The opponent's just going to cast a Primeval Titan. Yeah, if they fetch first and cast Primeval Titan, they get extra triggers. I think. Alright, yeah, we're out of here. Unfortunate. Our hand was very well set up. I think if we had hit a land on turn 2, I think we could easily have just won that game. My opponent has Lotus Cobra in their deck. Does that make me want Pontiff or something? Because Pontiff can also, like, push the last bits of damage. What did I board out last time? Blade Splicers and Pushos. I don't hate the Pontiff here. It lets you push extra damage by, like, pumping your team, attacking lethal a turn early. I don't like Fatal Push still, because you can only hit the Cobras with it. You can also Path a Cobra if you have an Arbiter in play. I don't hate this over, like, a Bob, maybe? Nah, we're gonna resubmit. Bob's really good at digging you into your other cards. You're actually good cards. Alright, this hand's good enough. We're gonna get Ancient Grudged, but this hand is very strong if we don't get Ancient Grudged. No, never mind. We're just gonna cast spells. Wow, that is a lot of Primeval Titans. Alright, gonna take the ramp. Hope they never get to 6 mana. We have a game plan. Ooh, Field of Ruin could be neat. Jam a Bugler. Bugler into more Buglers. Wonder if Lotus Cobra is replacing Steve's. I doubt it's replacing Steve. It's probably in like their weird flex slots that they have in this deck. Oh, last opponent's playing Prismatic Omen. Maybe this opponent's not. They're playing Colony Heart, but like there are a couple flex slots in Titan Shift that I've seen Wall of Roots sometimes. So anything can happen. Maybe replacing Blood Braids. I really wish I had an Arbiter this turn. Well, all they have is Primeval Titans. Unfortunately, that they also have all the lands they need to cast Primeval Titan. We have lethal next turn, though, before they can get to these Titans. Because we attack them for 6, that put them to 10, and we have double Bugler here. I'm going to Violent Bugler now in case I draw something really good with it. Like an Arbiter. Just going to play hard into their board wipe. They have 1 turn to draw the Wrath, and if they draw it, they win. If they don't, they lose. Sweet. Got him good. Don't think I'm changing anything again. That game went exactly how we wanted it to go. We hit the second land drop, we disrupted them so they couldn't ramp, and then we just beat them down with a bunch of idiots. Let's see if we can take this game 3 after game 1 was stolen from us. I'm almost certain we could have won that game 1 had we just hit a land drop. Even by turn, like even missing land drop once, I think if we had hit the 3rd turn, we might have had a decent shot. Because my opponent's start was so slow, and we had so many good disruptive elements. We had like Thalia, Tide Hollow, and Arbiter. There's a decent chance we actually just could have won. Alright, let's just have a nuts hand. This hand's not nuts, but it's definitely good. We have Arbiter. If we have more lands, we have Arbiter Ghost Quarter. We have Thalia. All things I don't mind having. Ooh. Things are looking okay. We have Thalia into Arbiter Ghost Quarter. Steve. We have Thalia into Arbiter Ghost Quarter into, like, Field of Ruin them. I want to play the Thalia here to try and bait, like, a Lightning Bolt or something. Protect. If I just run out Naked Arbiter, I can just die to a lot of things. Well, that's horrifying. That's less horrifying. We actually can't path it yet. I need to untap first, but I can Arbiter Ghost Quarter them. They should fetch in response. Yep. So if they tap low, we can just path this tracker out of the way. If they don't tap low, then it gets more awkward. Because now they can double crack Clue, eat the Thalia. No, if they double crack Clue, we can just path it. If they single crack Clue, and never mind, that's bad. Could just Bugle here. But, rather bob. No, I can't bob and leave with this path. It's super awkward. Because I want them to crack 2 clues and get this thing pathed. I could path it and just give them the land, but that seems really risky. If they're smart, they just only crack 1 clue if I just pass the turn, too. How am I going to win this? Could play Bugler. Doesn't really find anything, but sets me up to, like, deal with this tracker later. I think I just want to, like, Bugle. Let them crack clues. Find, like, a Tide Hollow Sculler. Because Primal Titan's not scary yet. Ooh, Sin Collector's pretty good. Better than Combo right now. Bugle hit count seems a tad on the lower side. Isn't it like 24 or something? Really hope they don't have anger. Yeah, if they have anger, we just die. And they can draw a lot of cards into it. Bugle counts like 24, which is, according to... Did I close the Frank Karsten math? Do I only have 20 hits? I need to, like, look at the deck list again. Oh, yeah, I didn't get the 4 Flicker Wisps when I was doing Bugle math. Maybe that's why it's not as good. 20 hits is still 80%, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I totally forgot Flicker Wisp when I was just kind of constructing the deck concept. I can see, I definitely don't, like, the Resto has been pretty medium. I just kind of threw in a Resto as a random other slot. Same with, like, the Fatal Pushes. I could easily just move all the Fatal Pushes to the side and main deck some of, like, the weird Bugle targets. They haven't slammed anger, they don't have it. That's true. Yeah, because they couldn't, like, crack and anger. Oh, geez. Opponent's, like, going off. I can Path plus Bob. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 mana. So if I path them, they go up to 7. So if they have a prime time, then they can go land prime time, get Valakuts. But that doesn't do anything until they untap. Probably my best out. Path play Bob is setting up for lethal, but yeah, Bugle count is definitely on the low side. Still fine. Yeah, definitely. I would. Oh, I want to have. No, they're just paying for Arbiter. I would love to path into Sin Collector, but I think I'm gonna have to settle for path into Bob because the Thalia attacks get you. Hope they don't have anything with their 3 clues and 6 card hand. Just like anger the gods me, we die. Yeah, I would definitely feel comfortable with some more. I would cut the Resto for just anything with 2 power, and probably like move a path to the sideboard for like another thing with 2 power. Scape Shift, is that lethal? Did they? Oh no, yeah, they did it right. It's not lethal though. They only have 7. They can wipe my board though. Set it for a second Scape Shift. Because this would only be 18 and then they die. Gotta try for that Core Skyfisher. I was thinking that I actually wanted, like, some more value generation. And I remembered your Core Skyfisher, which, like, isn't the worst idea in the world. I could see cutting the Resto and, like, 2 pushes for, like, 2 Skyfishers and, like, 1 random one of, like main deck a Pontiff or something stupid like that. Yeah, opponent got enough Valka triggers to like kill all my stuff. And then shoot me in the face. So they have 5 cards in hand. They have 1, 2, 3... Main deck Revoker. Yeah, I wouldn't, like, hate that plan. So I could just Sin Collector them and hope that they're not on prime time. They have basic Forest in their deck, so, like, trying to keep them off of Stomping Ground doesn't do a lot. The issue is that now all the land drops just kill all my stuff. So I do have to kill this Valakut eventually. I could just Field of Ruin the Valakut into, like, an Arbiter. Unfortunately, I can't do that the other way around, or, like, into a Thalia. I think Field of Ruining Valakut and, like, hoping is basically my only plan. Maybe I have to do that after I Sin Collector, though. If they have a second Scape Shift, we die. If we have a second Prime Time, we can just never win. I think we just slam Sin Collector. Hope they have second Scape Shift. Well, nope, they have 2 Primeval Titans and an Hour of Promise, so we're probably very dead. A Harrow. I don't even know what Harrow does. Sackland, double Rampant Growth? Sure. I almost don't want to take their Summoner's Pact and hope that they kill themselves. They're not going to use it, though. It doesn't really matter. We're just dead. We were hoping that they were on, like, more Scape Shifts. Weirdest Scape Shift deck. I've seen Harrow. I've definitely seen Hour of Promise, but opponent's Scape Shift deck has been a little bit odd. I guess Harrow also combos with their Lotus Cobra, right? They just go get like a Valakut in a mountain. Yep. Bolt my dude, bolt my face. Oh man, now we can get them. Kill exactly one of their Valakuts. Teach them a lesson. Show them what's what. Take that. Plan is hope that they cast Summoner's Pact and die. Probably not gonna work out. Just anger it because why not? Might just be lethal. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're dead. That was like a kind of close game. If we had like not got horribly bodied game 1, I would have felt pretty okay there. The Titan Shift matchup has always been relatively close in most variants. In most other Texas variants. It's really awkward. Going back to that path turn, there's a chance I was supposed to just like path them a turn earlier. What did I end up doing? I think I cast a Bugler, which didn't really do anything. There's a chance I'm supposed to just path it there and try to fade the Primeval Titan. But they had so many cards in hand. They had like 3 clues left over. So even if I had killed it a turn earlier and denied them like the 2 clues or whatever that they got from the extra turn with it, we were pretty far behind. Sounds okay. Falling for my trophy lead this week, I had no 5-0s, but 2 people. Oh yeah, I saw that you had like was it like the last list that got published, not this one, but you had like 3 different deck lists or something like that. That seems fine. Oh, my opponent's on the play. Temple's interesting. I'm not gonna have 6. I don't want to get TKS'd here. We're just gonna run out Scholar to try and snag a Thought Knot. Ooh, my opponent's on Banteldrazi. Neat. What does God's Earth's Eyeless Watcher do? Makes 2 Scions. Oh, their hand sucks. Just hope they never draw lands. No, they immediately drew lands. I'd almost rather. I mean, they can Yavimaya. They can Ancient Strings next turn. They probably. Yeah, they definitely play Eyeless Watcher. That ramps them into these smashers and stuff. Could like Shock Bob, leave a path for Smasher or Drowner. Could just Bugle. They have a lot of threats. I think we just need to like gas up. Oh, right. Have to pay black mana for Dark Confidant. Sure. Strings into a land, I imagine. Strings into a temple, jeez. What's it like, opponent? This Bantel, I assume it's banned, that just hasn't drawn the white. It's been a deck for a pretty good while, so just gonna kill this, pitch my extra Thalia. At least this isn't bugged anymore. Let's see if they get like basic planes or not. I don't know the basics that are even in Banteldrazi, so could Ghost Quarter them, but that's not super relevant. Almost want to like flicker my Tide Hollow, take this Drowner. They'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. If I like Arbiter Ghost Quarter. Could just Bugle, and then plan on like wisping my Bugle. The band, maybe it's like Green Blue Eldrazi. I don't know. They are playing Eyeless Watcher, so I don't know what decks. I mean, I thought they played like some spread of the Pain lands, just because they're tri-lands in this deck essentially. But I could be wrong. Definitely don't have enough experience playing against Banteldrazi, or like any experience playing against Banteldrazi, really. Maybe I'm supposed to Wisp, take this Drowner, but then they play Thought Knot, take my Bugler. Thought Knot's not actually that scary anymore. We just have a lot of dudes in play. Kind of like Wisping to get rid of this Drowner. Oh, cool. Why does my opponent always have like two of the card I want to take right after I wisp my Tide Hollow to take it? Never lucky, as some would say. One's probably supposed to just like... I guess they could actually Thought Knot plus Smasher me. Don't really care if they do that, though. Gives me more chances to actually beat this Drowner. I can beat like a bunch of stupid dirtily cards like this. What I can't beat is a 5/5 that just like makes 2 1/1s and taps down my team forever. Oh, they're just gonna like Thought Knot into... Yeah, Thought Knot into Smasher's second 1 Scion probably makes sense. Double block, take 3. So now they only have this Drowner, but that Drowner is very good. Alright, Noble. It's not the worst. They like tapped out my stuff, attacked me for a bunch. They only realistically need to tap down one of my creatures, right? Either the Bob or the Thalia. I guess even if they tap down 0, we're in pretty dire straits. Because they just attack with a 5/5, I'd have to triple block it. And I don't want to lose this Tide Hollow, so I probably won't. Don't want to give them the other Drowner back. Give me like a path. Give me Tide Hollow is not great. Would have loved to trade if I knew this was on top, but one time you'd rather be playing Militia Taxes. Yeah, would really love to be playing like Wasteland Stranglers and Eldrazi Displacer and Thought-Knots against this opponent. Our tiny idiot brigade is definitely not as good as my opponent's like 5/5 brigade. Their mana base is pretty weak though, so there's a chance I can attack that, but definitely not this game. This game I think we might even be dead on board. Not quite, but close to it. Also, yes, they're banned. They're playing Temple Garden. We figured it out. Wait, what happened to their... Oh, they're emerging a Decimator Provinces, sure. Seems pretty good. Opponent's mana seems like very ambitious. Gonti seems great. Settle seems super great. Fatal Push seems okay. You can Fatal Push Dorks, and you can Revolted Fatal Push Thought-Knots and stuff. So I don't hate it. We'll see how high I am on these. What sort of cancer tick did I come back to? Yeah, just playing Decimator Provinces. Also, like, drawing exceedingly well for keeping, like, a complete garbage opening hand of no castable spells into, like, exactly enough lands into more threats. Was really bad. Like, they didn't even... If they had faded for one turn, we might have been able to, like, struggle and get to the front foot, but they just, like, immediately hit the land and killed me. I haven't talked to you about Dead Guy Elmar, but this is shit. Yeah, the classic Black-White Bugle Taxes versus Bant Eldrazi. Don't you remember Modern in 2024 when this becomes the Tier 1 metagame? We've traveled into the future. Also, I just want to play with Militia Buglers all the time. Get out of here. Bob's probably not great. I wanted to play Bugler decks, and this is the Bugler deck that I came up with in about 5 minutes during the stream. None of these other cards are any good. Yeah. Gandhi seems real strong against the opponent. This hand seems good. Arbiter, Ghost Quarter, Aether Vial, bunch of stuff. My bad 2/3 most of the time fetches me another bad card. Exactly. I'm just gonna like turn 2 Thought on me here. We're just gonna leave up. Was gonna cast Arbiter, but we're just gonna leave up half now. Develop my second Vial. It doesn't help to play the Arbiter here anyway. It's not likely my opponent does not have a ton of fetch lands in their deck that Arbiter would be turning off. Gonti, Adnaz into Angels, great. I've boarded in Gonti against Adnaz before. I don't think I've ever gotten like the Dream though. 100% gonna path that, but not until I untap. So we're gonna path Ghost Quarter them. So Brightling and Recruiter, it's just jumped in price pretty high. Yeah, a bunch of Death and Taxes cards started spiking. Hopefully Stoneforge gets unbanned so you can just keep playing Modern with the sweet cards. I wonder if my opponent knows how to use Arbiter. They don't. Got him. Game over. I knew as soon as my opponent floated the mana and didn't immediately click on Arbiter. And this is the momentary pause where they try and figure out what went wrong. And then the concession usually comes up after this. Oh, they figured it out. Cast its ability from Leon and Arbiter. And then the concession. Oh wow, playing on. I'm gonna respect that. You're super dead, opponent, but I can respect that. They figured it out. Maybe I should have bugled in response to that fetch, actually. In case I find another... In case I found another Arbiter. Aw, man, we did. Oh, well, I'm gonna grab Tide Hollow now. And also just put in this Bob. Yeah, all the time was talking about investing in them pre-ban. Or like, or not pre-unban. It was like that 2-week period when they started to go up a little bit. Should cast all my stuff here. Draw step, we're just going to Tide Hollow Flicker Wisp. Trigger on the stack. Has this deck actually been running? Well, we're 2-2 playing for the 3-2, but wow, my opponent can cast a Reality Smasher or Thought-Knot, so guess we'll take the Smasher. So one of our losses was very close. We just like completely threw away game 1 because we mulled to 5, never hit a second land against Titan Shift. And what was our other loss? Mardu Pyro, because like fuck that matchup. We also got pretty unlucky against Mardu Pyro, to be fair. Take the other Thought-Knot. Do I have lethal? I have not done the math. Gonti. I guess we're taking these files up. Do I have lethal now? So they're at 5 effectively, and they can block 1. So they technically weren't dead, but we drew this Flicker Wisp, so they're super dead. Yeah, sick. Alright. Opponent was trying real hard. I have been enjoying this deck. This deck's been pretty fun. I enjoy getting to play Gonti in a deck that, like, doesn't suck as bad. And, like, in terms of, like, Gonti was not as good in Eldrazi Taxes. It was harder to cast, and we just don't have as many basics. Having a lot more basics makes me feel a lot better, like Blood Moon and stuff. I hate dying to Blood Moon. I'm not used to it, because I always just play mono-white Taxes. So this deck is a lot more enjoyable in that regard. So like I said, in game 1, their mana base is incredibly fragile. So if you can snipe it with Arbiter and Ghost Quarter and stuff like we did there, we'd like absolutely brutalize the opponent. Unfortunately, now we have to do it on the draw. Is there anything I want to change? Probably not. Yeah, this is probably what we're missing. I totally forgot to count Flicker Wisp when I was doing my Bugler math, so we're actually only on like 17 post board when we're bringing in some like various non-creature spells, like more pushes and stuff. So you could actually see like that. I don't know what you're pointing to. Use
pencils. All of them. Thank you.
Could see shaving a Bugler for. Well, no, we're on the draw, so my opponent's gonna be a lot more aggressive. I don't really want a card like Bob in my deck. I'll probably run it like that. Maybe I want the Pontiff. Oop, too late. Pontiff to kill nobles. Well, this hand sucks. This hand would almost be good. Ugh. Eldrazi Taxes, flashbacks, double Ghost Quarter, Tide Hollow. God, this is almost keepable, too. With Leonin Arbiter and double Ghost Quarter. Rip RNGs. I might keep this on a 6. On a 6 on the draw. Just to try and, like, desperately get there, because we're, like, so unlikely to win with a 5 against this deck. We also have Settle, if we can just hit, like, running lands. Settle and Gonti. We're gonna keep this. Get your Bugler. We'll be fine, chat. Don't worry. Colored Source. Eventually. Yeah. So I don't feel horrible keeping this hand. I'm a little scared that my opponent let on Temple. Am I supposed to Ghost Quarter this Temple? Maybe. I'm a little scared my opponent's just going to like, run out a bunch of Eldrazi. I mean, I can't cast a card next turn, so... This does, like, effectively Stone Rain us both, right? My opponent has a ton of Eldrazi in their deck. Oh, now they just thought on me next turn. I don't think I'm supposed to Ghost Quarter again. Won't actually hit my land drop at this point. Oh, geez, my opponent just had like 3 temples in their opener? Alright. Sure. Alright, has no colored sources. My opponent has 3 Eldrazi temples in their Eldrazi Temple Abuse deck. What do they even take? Like, the Settle? I guess they take like the only thing close to a castable spell. That's not unreasonable. Yeah. Rip this match. Well, the best hit was Cavern of Souls. We're okay. I can kill this Thought Knot by Ghost Courting my own Field of Ruin. And then putting myself back down to 1 land. We'll see what my opponent does here. Opponent deep in the tank. I'm curious, my opponent might have actually just kept like triple Eldrazi Temple Thought Knot, just on the strength of turn 2 Thought Knots here. And I gave them the colored source. It's a Smasher. If this is a Smasher, I think I need to path myself. Or I need to... Oh, this is an Eyeless Watcher? Deal. That's not nearly as scary. I don't need to Ghost Quarter myself yet. No, well, now I need to Ghost Quarter myself. I think you're... Yeah, my opponent does seem to just have beaten the shit out of me here. Put myself down to 1 land, no problem. I'll just draw land here, and then top deck another path, and then we'll be in the clear. Alright, step 1. Would like to land, like, at least cast a creature, but take what I can get. They probably take the Settle at this point, right? Maybe the Bugler, but Settle's the only card that can possibly leave me alive in this game, but it's pretty easy to play around if they know about it. Tide Hollow, sure. Oh, we could have cast it too. I'm just gonna like smash me here, attack for like 9, 10, 11. Some nonsense. Oh, this is whatever that Drowner of Hope is. This is lethal. 6 go to 13. And they have 5, 10. Yeah, my opponent kind of just like face rolled me here. Not technically dead. The plan is that they don't have lethal. Oh, they just like also have this displacer. Oh no, yeah. If they have another producer of silence, then I am dead. Tap this Drowner down and attack me for exactly lethal. Nah. Oh wow, that would have been a tilt. Not that Soul Wreckage was gonna win me this game. It might have if my opponent didn't know about it, but my opponent thought not of me twice. But yeah, Jesus, I don't think we were beating that like on a good 7 at that point. My opponent had a very good draw that game 3. It's rather unfortunate, but that happens. We did mulligan a ton. I agree with Spider Space when he stopped in. I don't like the number of hits in the deck because I totally miscounted Flip Rise. But I thought I was on 24 when I was actually on 20, which is like pretty awful. I want these fatal pushes in the board. I don't think I need fatal extra lands in them or extra removal spells in the main. I can cut this Restoration Angel. I can see like a cheeky Phyrexian Revoker and like I can list cards that I don't have, right? Can I list? I don't know how Moto works. I think you can like list cards that you don't own, just cards that like exist in Magic. But I have no idea how. Oh, no, that doesn't help me. Whatever. You guys get the idea. I don't know what I would do with the board. Move the quantity scale to 0. Oh, that makes sense. Because it's filtering by how many. Let's go to 0. Oh, quantity. Here we go. Figured it out. Don't worry, chat. Play like 2 core Skyfishers. I don't hate that idea. Cut like a push. One more card in the sideboard removed. Probably cut like Stony. Rest in peace. No, we need Graveyard Hate. I don't know how bad the humans matchup is, but I imagine it's pretty brutal. So this variation of the main deck would put me up to 23 hits, which I need to go back to. Did I close Frank Carston's article? Did I have it open somewhere else? I guess I closed it. That was dumb. Frank Carston, M19, math behind a look at your top X cards in 2019. So according to Frank Carston, we have 23 hits in our deck, right? 29 cards, 28, 27, minus 4, 23. So 23 hits in the deck is an 87% chance of hitting. Before, we were playing with 20 hits in our deck, which was an 82% chance of hitting, which is a little bit sketchy. Fiend Hunter, is it? I could play a Fiend Hunter. I could see that. I was talking about that earlier. I totally kind of forgot about Fiend Hunter, honestly. I can see. Playing like a Fiend Hunter in here. Maybe not playing the cheeky Revoker, or maybe just playing like one Skyfisher. Maybe something like that. I kind of like that. I had previously discussed Fiend Hunter when I was talking online about it, but completely forgot about it by now. So kind of like something like this. Because like post-board, we were going down to like a 75% chance to hit when we were down to like 17 cards in our deck that Bugler could hit, and I much more like this sort of variation. Last card to cut. Probably just Forge Tender. Does it still need to be 23 lands? There's a chance it could be 22, but I like hitting my land drops, especially with cards like Shalai and Settle the Wreckage in my deck. I've always liked 23 to like successfully cast most of your deck with a couple of 4-drops. Like, I played 23 for a really long time in Legacy Taxes, and that was just primarily curve up to 3 with sometimes Cataclysms or Gideons in the board. Maybe 22 is right. I don't really like the 22 land variations, though. Didn't play against any humans, so I don't know how abysmal the humans matchup is. I could see something just like that. Forge Tender is probably not great. Forge Tender did win us a game. Oh, not necessarily. It had the chance to win us the game when we had the ability to like flicker the Revoker and snag the Scape Shift, give them back the Anger, but then they just had 2 Scape Shifts, so it didn't end up mattering. But Forge Tender's always been like pretty medium in my mind. Our burn matchup's probably okay. We have Aura Champion, Sin Collector, 2 Comballs. So this is probably more of a list I would do moving forward. Maybe even like cut a Shalai for more Bugler hits. But that was pretty fun. I enjoyed Bugler. Obviously 5 matches is definitely not a lot to like kind of figure out where I want to be on the card. I also want to test out a red-white list, but A, I've never actually played red-white taxes in any variety before, in any variation. And B, I don't own the cards yet, but I have a lot of like ticks. I have a lot of ticks and chests that I could probably build the red-white list soon. I also want to build Spider Spaces green-white, because that list actually just looked really sweet. I wanted to play it sometime. And I own probably most of the mana base and the cards for that, because I already have Hierarchs and Horizon Canopies and stuff. I would need to buy some number of Razor Verge Thickets and some nonsense like that. So, I'll be messing around with Bugler lists for a while, since I don't really know what I'm doing. Kind of messing around in Modern. Wednesday, I'll probably just play normal Eldrazi Taxes, because that's kind of what I do. I know All the Time loves Wasteland Strangler. And I think this is probably like the strongest Death and Taxes variant that I enjoy. And like am proficient at. I enjoyed Thalia Stompy, but that deck did not like me at all. That deck hated me. So I should go back to the decks that give me good draws. So this is probably the deck list I'll be playing tomorrow. Something like this. Wanted to try out stuff like Comball and Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere didn't look too appealing during that. I saw Tron as the top deck on MTG Goldfish, so I was a little scared, but maybe not. 3-mana Thalia over Fiend Hunter. 3-mana Thalia doesn't get... I can't hit that on Bugler, right? Because it's power 2 or less, and Big Thalia is 3 power. Otherwise, I could see Big Thalias in this deck as well. Yeah, it's a 3-2. You could tutor it with Recruiter of the Guard. Oh yeah, Mind Sensor. Mind Sensor is a card I mentioned too that I kind of wanted. I think that was during the Titan Shift matchup. I could see one of Mind Sensor. There's just a lot of things that I could be putting in this deck that I just like. You don't have room for everything, right? I could play like a Mind Sensor in the board. I could like cut all these different cards. Like maybe cut a Comball, cut the Sin Collector, maybe play Mind Sensor. But we play against 2 Titan Shift, which I think is just kind of not the norm, just kind of what ended up happening. But yeah, there are a lot of cool cards. I'll definitely be experimenting with Bugler. Besides Wednesdays, which is just normal Eldrazi Taxes day, whenever I'm playing Modern, I'll probably just be messing around with lists. Because, why not? Bugler's a fun card. I don't... Even Relic Order main isn't crazy. I was playing Relic Order on the side during some iteration of this deck. I think I ended up cutting it, but... Is Relic Order main not crazy? Let me see. What are the top decks? What do I get to tag? Tron, you can tag stuff. Humans, you can tag Vile. Jeskai, you can tag basically nothing. Burn Eidolon. Hollow One, you can hit Hollow Ones. Grixis Shadow, nothing. Blue Eye Control, sometimes Detention Sphere, I guess. Mardu Pyro, Blood Moon. Affinity, great. KCI, great. Gift Storm, nothing. Dredge, nothing. Infect, Violet End to hit a Nexus. Titan Shift, close to nothing. I guess now that if Colony Yard Expedition is normal, then Relic Order wouldn't be the worst. But I think Relic Order side makes more sense. If I were going to play something in the main, I wouldn't hate like a Mind Sensor in the main. There's a lot of cards that I could be doing something with. It's weird. I'll definitely mess with it more. I'll definitely mess with different color splashes, Spider Spaces. Green-White list was really sweet if you guys haven't seen it. Can I find it? Stream Decker. Let's see if I can search Spider Space. White-Green Bugler, is this the list? No, this is a different list. Oh, this is like mono-white with a very light green splash Bugler. The Bugler one, or the other one, or the Micro... I just found the Micro Splash version. This is neat. Just for like Ramenev excavators mostly. Shalai activations. Shaving Flicker Wisp isn't a bad idea. Maybe it's not right to play 4. It's not the worst. That's like 23 hits or something. Anyway, let me try and find Spider Space's other decks. Green White Green White Cocoa and Bugles. This looks like it. Yeah. Oh man, I'd have to buy Engineer Explosives to build this deck. I'm out. Get out of here. How much are Engineer Explosives even online? I don't know. But let me pull up this deck so you guys check and I'll see it. This is Spider Spaces. The list that I was interested in because it looked really sweet and Collector Company's sick value. I think I own most of this. Need to get like Skoos, Ewit, Cocos, Gavany, Razor Verge, Temple Garden, Stirring Wildwood. And then EEs, I guess, but this list looks really sweet. I could definitely see myself playing something like this. I do like the ability to have Noble Hierarch in your deck to like ramp you into your really good 3s. That was something that came up when I was thinking about Bugler in its start, is that you're just like really glutting your curve. Like I guess the black-white, it doesn't end up being that bad because you also get like Tide Hollow's color. But when I was considering other decks for like red splash or even like blue splash or something, there are like no good 2s in the deck, so you end up just playing Thalia plus Leon Arbiter and then playing a ton of 3s, and that makes green a really worthwhile splash because you can use Hierarch to like ramp into turn 2 THC or turn 2 Buglers or Blade Splicers and stuff. So just kind of circumvent that 2-drop slot. So anyway, probably play that sometime in the future. I guess next week, because it seems like I'm going to be Monday Legacy, Tuesday Modern, Wednesday is Modern, but specifically Eldrazi Taxes, and then Friday I guess I could also play like a Modern League and Legacy League. So the next coming weeks we'll mess around with the red splash and the green splash and stuff. We have a ton of ticks to burn. I don't have anything to do with them. So anyhow, I've been rambling on for a little bit too long. Should give my end of stream spiel and stuff and find someone to host. Who is streaming today? Oh, Caleb D. And oh wow, Joe Lissette's streaming. Streaming Enchantress? Anyone slightly smaller streaming? Efro's streaming? Wow. I didn't even know Efro streams. Oh. Phil's streaming. I didn't. Oh yeah, Phil's doing a stream. Nick Fit stream day. We'll host Phil. For those that don't know, Phil Gallagher, otherwise known as Death and Taxes FTW on Twitch, otherwise known as the owner of Thrapen University, is like one of the biggest D&T streamers. He's primarily a legacy content producer. Actually, I think exclusively legacy content producer. I don't think I've ever seen him like stream modern or anything, but plays a lot of Death and Taxes. But also, I think he's currently doing a follower goal stream. Like he hit 1K followers, so he's doing a Nick Fit stream or whatever. But Phil's a cool guy. I love his content, and I one day hope to be as big as his channel. And talk to him in the Discord and stuff. So anyway, that'll be it for today. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you had fun. If you want to see more content, you want to see more Death and Taxes stuff, that's pretty much all we stream here. So go ahead and hit the follow button. It's totally free. It lets you know when I'm going live and stuff. You can also subscribe or donate. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote that Hammy now has. And donations, I'd be more than willing to play a Death and Taxes list that you want to see me stream. I'll run it through a league. Whether it be like a certain color splash, or a certain card featured, or a certain format, or something. Just let me know beforehand, and I'll see what I can do. Obviously, not sponsored, so we're a little bit on a budget. So I'm trying to limit it to like mostly D&T related decks if you want to see something. But other than that, I always post my streams to YouTube after they're done. So if you miss a stream, you get bored, whatever, you can find all of my stuff on YouTube. I also post when I'm going live on Twitter, so when I'm going live on a weird hour like this today, I'll post it, I'll tweet it out, so you know, like, if you miss a day and then I happen to like not be going live at the normal time, you know where I am. Anyhow, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you again, Hammy, for the subscription. And I will see you all tomorrow with some Black White Eldrazi taxes.